morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We're looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, the day support resistance levels and the Fibonacci's. It is Thursday, the 18th of February. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar and the hourly candlesticks, it's a relatively bullish start to the day. Going to need to see Bitcoin avoid the pivot at 51,231 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 53,462. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out from yesterday's new swing high, 52,577. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 53,500 to cap any upside. In the event of another extended rally, should see Bitcoin test resistance at 55,000 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 54,808. Failure to avoid a fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 49,885 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of sub 49s. Second major support level sits at 47,654. Looking at the MACD, we've got a bearish cross this morning, supporting this slight pullback from early morning highs. On the EMAs, however, the 50 continues to pull away from the 100 and the 200, giving a bullish signal. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 51,231 and break out from yesterday's new swing high 52,577 to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels are in play. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, it's a particularly bullish start to the day for Ethereum. You'll need to see Ethereum avoid a fall back through the first major support level at 1895 to take a run at the second major resistance level, sitting at 1938. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to avoid a fall back to sub 1900 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that second major resistance level at 1938 and resistance at 1950 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ethereum test resistance at 2000 before any pullback. Failure to avoid a fall through that first major resistance level will bring the pivot level at 1815 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, however, Ethereum should stay clear of the first major support level, sitting at 1771. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a widening of the bullish histogram supporting this morning's rally and new swing high that's at 1918.94. On the EMAs, following yesterday's bullish cross, we're also seeing the 50 pull away from the 100 and the 200, signaling further upside ahead. So key through the early part of the day, avoid a fallback through the first major resistance level at 1895 to bring the second major resistance level and 2000 levels into play. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, it's a bearish start to the day here. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid the pivot at 226.22 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 248.91. Going to need to see support from the broader market, however, for Litecoin to break out from this morning's new swing high, 239.11. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 250 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Litecoin test resistance at 270 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 260.29. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 214.84 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of sub 200s. Second major support level sits at 192.15. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a narrowing of the bullish histogram supporting this morning's pullback. On the EMAs, the 50 continues to pull away from the 100 and the 200, however, suggestive of further upside ahead. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 226.22 and break out from this morning's new swing high 239.11 to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, it's also a bullish start to the day here. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid a fall through the 23.6% fib at 0.5320 and the pivot at 0.5283 to support a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 0.5627. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break out from yesterday's high. Those at 0.55741. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Ripple's XRP test resistance at 0.60 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 0.5918. A fall through the 23.6% fib and the pivot at 0.5283 will bring the first major support level at 0.4993 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should stay clear of sub 0.49s. Second major support level sits at 0.4649. Looking at the MACD, we've got a narrowing of the bullish histogram, so we've got to keep an eye on that. You could see a bearish cross. On the EMAs, the 50 has pulled away from the 200 marginally to close the gap on the 100, suggestive of some further upside ahead. So keep through the early part of the day, avoid the 23.6% fib and the pivot, and break out from yesterday's high to then bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play.